They said the mask spoke only when their ancestors were angry. It whispered through the night wind, called names only the guilty could hear, and cursed those who lied before the gods. But one day, a greedy man tried to silence it, and that was when the ancestors truly awoke. Long ago, in the ancient kingdom of Nri, where the red earth glowed beneath the sun and the people lived by the sacred laws of their ancestors, there stood a shrine unlike any other. Inside it hung a mask, carved from sacred Iroko wood, painted with white chalk, and adorned with cowries and feathers of the royal parrot. It was called Aechin Kitan Naiki, the voice of the ancestors. The mask was said to speak once every generation, but only when the balance between truth and deceit was broken in the land. The people of Nri feared and respected it. Whenever it spoke, the elders would gather, for its voice carried the will of the gods. But one man, Obidi, the richest trader in the kingdom, laughed at such beliefs. Talking masks, he scoffed. Old wives' tales meant to scare fools. Obidi was known for his cunning. He sold palm oil and ivory to foreign traders, but always cheated his fellow villagers. His warehouses were full, but his heart was empty of kindness. When the rains failed and famine struck, the villagers went to the shrine to beg their ancestors for mercy. But as they knelt, the mask began to tremble and speak. Its voice was deep and echoing, like thunder through the earth. The land suffers because of deceit. A thief among men has angered the spirits. Until truth is restored, hunger shall no end. The people trembled. The elders looked around. But Obidi laughed loudly and said, "It is easy to blame spirits when you cannot farm properly." The villagers murmured. Could it be him? That night, Obidi returned home, still laughing. He drank palm wine and mocked the elders. "If a piece of carved wood can talk, then I am the king of Nri," he said, his voice slurred with pride. But as he stumbled to his bed, a cold wind entered his heart. The lamp flickered. And then, he heard it. A voice. Soft at first, then growing louder. "Obidi. Obidi, the ancestors see your lies." He froze. His calabash fell and shattered. The voice was coming from the wall, no, from his shadow. He stumbled outside, shaking. The moon hung full above him. And there, at the edge of his compound, stood the mask of Nri, floating, glowing faintly, its eyes like burning embers. "Return what is not yours," the mask said, "or your wealth shall turn to dust." Obidi fell to his knees. "Spirits, leave me alone." But when he reached for his chest, the gold pendant he always wore, his symbol of pride, had turned into dry leaves. He screamed and ran into the night. By morning, the whole village had heard the news. Obidi had seen the talking mask. Terrified, he ran to the elders, trembling. "Forgive me. I mocked the ancestors." The oldest of the elders, Mama Uzomoko, looked at him sternly. "Your words are wind, Obidi. The ancestors do not forgive words, they forgive deeds. You must go to the shrine, confess your lies, and return all that you have stolen." The villagers gathered as Obidi walked the long path to the shrine. He carried baskets of yams, gold, and cowries, repayment for the people he cheated. The path was lined with tall Iroko trees, their branches whispering secrets. Crows echoed above. And when he reached the shrine, the air grew thick, heavy with unseen eyes. The mask hung there, still and silent. Obidi knelt before it. "Ancestors of Nri," he said, "I have lied. I have taken what was not mine. I mocked your voice. I return what I stole. Forgive me." For a long moment, there was only the sound of the wind. Then the mask began to glow again. Its eyes lit like fire, and its voice echoed. "Truth spoken with a humble heart restores balance. The land shall heal, but let this be remembered. Those who mock the ancestors mock their own blood." The villagers bowed their heads. The ground rumbled softly, and a warm wind swept through the fields. That very week, the rains returned to Nri. The people rejoiced. Obidi became a changed man. He used his wealth to help others, built a new shrine, and offered sacrifices every year in honor of the ancestors. But the mask. The mask remained silent, its eyes dark and watchful. The elders said it would not speak again unless men once more forgot the value of truth. And so, even today, the people of Nri tell the story of the talking mask. They tell it to their children beside the fire, and whisper it during moonlight festivals. The mask speaks not to scare, but to remind. That greed may feed the body, but only truth feeds the soul. Doth greed blinds the heart, but truth restores peace. Mock not the wisdom of the ancestors, for their silence watches us all.